What's up, guys? Alright, here we go. So I finally sorted my act out and got all my camera and my mic and everything set up. Finally had time to do it, so I thought I'd do a quick video. I say quick, I'll try and make it about 10 minutes anyway, so it's something worthwhile watching. Ideally, I'd like to do this sort of on a weekly basis or maybe every other week, just to do a kind of update or recap on what's happened in the league during the week. We're into week 10 now, so we're getting close to the end of the regular season for fantasy purposes and coming up to the playoffs, so now's a good time to have a good recap to see what's happening. So let's start off really. We'll start off with a quick recap of the league itself, the standings. It's quite close actually for the playoff positions. There's quite a few teams that are still in there. Woke is he's guaranteed playoffs more or less, unless he loses out in a few of the middling teams, my team included in that. Probably win out. I can't see how Woke doesn't make the playoffs. Seahawks is 6-3, along with Danny Redders, Dan Bird, and myself as well. But his team's quite strong, so I imagine he's going to make the playoffs as well. And to be honest, I would be surprised if Woke and Seahawks aren't the two teams that get the week 1 bye in the playoffs, leaving the other 4 teams to fight it out to get to the championship game. So looking at that group, actually, the 6-3 group, it is really close. I mean, Nate's team is well out ahead on points for. Danny Redders has had a really lucky, talk about this Dan all the time, don't we? A really lucky matchup schedule. He's had the least amount of points against. Otherwise, it could be 3-6. So it's going to be really close anyway. I'll have to say, and I don't think I'd be the only one to say this, sorry, Kluska, but your team is a big surprise, actually, coming in at 5-4, taking that last playoff position currently. Things can change, but looking at that, I think I'm playing you this week. Yep, yeah, not a great start neither, so I can see you going 6-4 this weekend, and I'll put you in an even stronger position then as well. So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking tight. I mean, this is good. This is what you want. You don't want it to be like too top heavy with maybe six strong teams and 6 weak teams. So you've got guaranteed 6 teams in the playoffs. What's the fun in that? You want it to be close. I mean, bare ass Matt's making an epic comeback from his really unlucky start to the season. He could quite easily find himself ending up in the playoffs as well, and created usernames not even out of it. Although I would say from the gambler down, I would say that they are, Norse and Orange definitely. Them two are in the race for the 101 draft pick. And at the minute, Orange is winning that probably by about 120 fantasy points. So it's looking like Orange is going to have 101 in the 21 rookie draft with Norse. 102 currently, however, he is only 20 points behind in the max points for the gambler. So them two could flip quite easily. And also created username, if he doesn't make the playoffs, is looking quite like he could maybe get a higher draft pick. He's at 104 currently, but I mean, one really bad week and he could flip right down to 102. So it could go either way. So yeah, it's really tight. It's close. It's looking good. Good stuff. So a couple of key matchups this week that I want to highlight. First one is Woke and Danny Redders. So Woke, obviously, as we've just said, 7-2, top of the league. Probably the second highest points for. Yeah, just over Danny Redders actually. In fact, these two teams are the only two teams that haven't had 1,000 points against. Talk about luck there. So it'd be interesting to see. So this matchup will be like 60 points to 60 points or something. Woke hasn't had a great start from the Thursday night game. If I can get that one to come up. Yeah, so Tannehill. Tannehill didn't have a great game Thursday night. tough matchup against the Colts. So, but then again, Breeze against the 49ers might not do Danny any favours neither. But yeah, this is going to be a good matchup. If Danny Redders can somehow win this one, that's 2 teams straight away on 7-3. Seahawks could also go to 7-3 with a win. Dan Bird against Matt is the other matchup that I was going to say is going to be quite a key matchup, I think, actually, because if Matt loses and goes to 4-6, he's going to be really up against it to make the playoffs. And if Dan Bird wins it, 7 wins usually gives you a good shot, more than a good shot of getting in the playoffs in a 13-week fantasy regular season. So if Dan Bird can somehow win this one, he'll be more or less 1 foot in the playoffs. If Matt loses, he's probably the opposite. He's 1 foot out, and he'll probably need to win out to have a chance of getting in. However, that matchup is swinging in Matt's favour. I don't understand these win percentages. There's 6-point difference in that, and it's given 62 to 38%. That's it's way too. The margins are way too fine to be able to say that. So let's have a look at who we've got. Let's go through a couple of matchups. So Aaron Rodgers against the Jags for Dan Bird, and then Dan Jones against the Eagles. Well, you'd probably say Aaron Rodgers is going to smash that and score more points and outscore Daniel Jones, but Giants and Eagles is a division game, division rivalry. You never know what's going to happen in them games, so it could be quite a close one. Dan Jones could put up 10 points, or he could put up 40 points if the Giants go down early and he's got to sling it out. Singletary and Kamara, you'd expect Kamara to smash, but then Dalvin Cook, who has had he's probably he would have won Dan Bird 2 games on trot if he hadn't played my team. Sorry, Dan. But yeah, Dalvin Cook's last 2 weeks have just been incredible, game-breaking weeks. Play Chicago this week, who are very good against the run. So I think Dalvin Cook will be lucky to get 200 scrimmage yards this week. So it should be a tempered week for Dalvin Cook. But then again, on Matt's side, is Kenyon Drake going to play this week, or is it going to be the Chase Edmonds show again? Chase Edmonds season. So we'll see on that one. Lockett against Robinson. I mentioned this earlier, actually. Tyler Lockett. It's a bad matchup against the Rams, but you would kind of expect that DK Metcalf will be shadowed by Jalen Ramsey, and that Russ will just air it out and sling it to Tyler Lockett all game. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but you could you can see it happening. So even though that looks like a bad matchup on paper for Tyler Lockett, he could quite easily, 20 plus points in that game. Allen Robinson's got a good matchup against the Vikings, but it's the Bears offense, man. What's going to happen? Although Matt Nagy has said that he's giving up the play calling duties to the offensive coach this week, so we'll see what happens. See if they're any better. At some point, you've got to think Trubisky's going to come back in as well. So what's going to happen there, God knows. Nelson Aguilar against DJ Moore. DJ Moore struggled a bit recently. Robbie Anderson's getting the majority of the targets. CMC being back out again, I believe, is going to help DJ Moore. So you never know. DJ Moore has got the ability to put up good weeks anyway. Talking 20 plus points. The fact that Aguilar's even relevant again just tells you what kind of team the Raiders are. So we'll say no more about that. I won't go much into any more matchups in there, but that's going to be a close game. That's going to be a really close game, and I think that this matchup between Dan Bird and Matt is going to come down to individual matchups in individual games for these players. For instance, is Jalen Ramsey going to shadow DK Metcalf so Russ can air it out to Tyler Lockett? What's up? What do you want?
Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to my internet made-up friends. Come on, go see what Mummy's doing. You're having tea in a minute.
When?
No.
What are we having?
I don't know. I'll come and have a look in a minute.
No.
Go on.
I want a picnic.
Right, okay. Right, go see Mummy. Come. I'll come see you in a minute when I've finished. Close that door for me. She just loves the fantasy. Right, okay. Yeah, I really do see this as a key matchup, not just for both these two teams, because this is going to be a key matchup for the fantasy playoffs for this league as well. You know, Matt's unlucky start was well documented. I think there's still a pinned meme from Kluska in the chat from Matt's unfortunate start. But if Matt somehow squeaks into the playoffs and his players start, you know, hitting form, he's got every chance. His team can absolutely put up points, and he's got every chance of going all the way. And at the same time, if Dan Bird loses and goes on a bit of a slump, he could see himself, you know, sliding down a bit and not making the playoffs. Not shitting on you too much, Dan. You know, if you win, you're more or less in. You've got 1 foot firmly in. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so that's looking good. Yeah, so I mean, it's a nice short video. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this one. We'll see how we feel. I might do this on a weekly basis as well. Just take a quick look at some college film, a quick cut up. So this week I've just chose purely because of the name and his highly rated incoming freshman, Tank Bigsby. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a quick look. I've not watched it yet. I'm just going to watch it and I'm just going to talk through what I think of Tank Bigsby's game in this game. I've been doing a lot of Devy rankings and stuff recently, so I've been watching quite a bit of film, and I do use film quite heavily to adjust rankings. So once I've got the base rankings set, I'll watch the film. If there's things that I don't like, I might drop someone down. If there's things that I do like, I might move someone up. So we'll just move on to that. So the one that I've chosen, I just literally initially I typed in Tank Bigsby verse. The first one that came up was Ole Miss, so I've just selected this game. I don't know his stat line, although I know he has started quite well. So we'll just have a quick go through this. Just see. Let's see what the tank looks like. Here he goes. He's off. What kind of tank's that like? He was brought down quite easy there. It's quite an highly rated guy, this. So I'm interested to see what he looks like. Oh, nice. Nice juke move there. That gave him basically like an extra 7 yards. That was a nice move. Plant your foot, cut, and then off you go. So to the outside. To the outside and brought down. Gets the first down though, so that's all that matters on that play really. That's all you're looking for. Nice cut again to the outside. No, oh, nice. Leaning forward, put your body weight forward. That's what you want to see, especially from these freshman running backs who aren't usually as big, or they're not as big as what they are when they leave college. Oh, that's a nice run. That was some good blocking play though. That all was there for him. If you know, you're more worried if he doesn't take that, but nice. Look at that. Oh, nice, fight through contact. You see, that's what you want, man. You want them to fight through. You want to see these running backs fighting through contact. You don't want them to be like Ronald Jones and, you know, falls over as someone blows on him. Although he has improved slightly. Nice again. Was that 6 yard gain? We've got some kickoff return duties, have we? Nice. Oh man, you can't bring him down. Can't bring him down. You can't catch him neither. That's a nice run. That's a very nice run. One thing that I do look out for, mainly with wide receivers to be fair, but it does matter for running backs as well, is kickoff return and punt returns. Punt returns more so because it's a lot harder to get yardage on a punt return. But if you've got a player who can get serious yardage on kickoff or punt returns, it shows that they're highly elusive. And if that translates to the starting 11 on offense rather than just special teams. This guy don't want to be brought down. I like it. Nice big goal there. Go on, make him miss. I couldn't make him miss that time. He's looking quite good though. He is looking quite good. For a freshman, for an incoming freshman. This is what you want to see. I mean, the Auburn passing attack is I wouldn't say it's amazing, but it's good. We've got Seth Williams out there who's looking like possibly a top 5. I've seen a couple of people rank him top 5 wide receiver coming into this class. That's nice. That was a nice run that to the outside. So it's not like the defense is just going to stack the box against Auburn because they can't. But this guy's making some nice cuts to the outside. Nice snap. Nice cut there. If he doesn't make that cut, he doesn't get that first down. That was a nice cut. So yeah, there we have that. Yeah, like I said, this one's gonna be short and sweet. I'm still testing this system out. I've not used it much. I've not had that much time really since I've said I was going to start doing this. But I'm hoping now that I can make this a weekly thing. I'll try and get one out every Saturday, or maybe even on a Sunday before game time. I know people have like to do other things on a Saturday, but you can always rewatch this back later. Also open to take suggestions from anyone of what you'd like to see or what you'd like to talk about. Also, you can get involved on the chat. I have got the chat box up on here as well. So if you've got any suggestions, you can while I'm streaming, you can always just let me know, and I'll endeavour to make you happy.